Welcome to another episode on the Journeyman Co. In this episode, we are joined by former professional rugby player, Mr. Chris Cloete. Hello, my buddy. Great to see you. Obviously, we had our little chat last week, which was received really well. You know, we just got to touch base on our coaching and things like that. So thanks for everyone that's sending feedback. Remember to like and subscribe. Obviously, we're going to hopefully bring a lot more cool conversations to your eyeballs and your ears. So yeah, tonight's obviously one I've been looking forward to it all weekend. You know, we're chatting to your cousin, Chris Cloete, former or recently retired professional rugby player. You know, I played all around the world, and recently decided to adventure from the UK to South Africa by car. So
Yes.
it's good to chat to him. Just remember to like and subscribe, please, if you can, as we continue to grow. But yeah, Jeffy, thanks for getting your cousin back on the Mole Cup. I'm looking forward to
Yeah.
chat.
No, it's lucky. We've obviously had him on the Eastern Cape Cowboys, and we got a lot of good feedback because it's a lot of we spoke a lot about schoolboy rugby and sort of our history as a family and Eastern Cape boys. And for me, this this adventure of a lifetime from Bath, under the radar, Bath, all the way down to South Africa in a 4x4 with his dogs and his wife. For me, as a, I don't know, what do you call me? Adventure man, the spirit of Africa still lives in me and will always. I just loved it. I was like inspired. I was proud. I was all these things. And he did, I mean, he's going to explain a lot tonight. We on purpose haven't spoken about it. I don't want to hear about it until tonight. But his journey, what he had to adapt, how he had to adapt, how he went through these countries, the adversity that he's had. We'll hear about it tonight, but amazing. Like you talk about a Swiss Army knife or a guy who can adapt to anything, learn anything on the job. That's Chris, and that's why he's truly a special human being for a number of reasons, and he was as a rugby player too. But I can't wait to hear it. I can't wait to hear all the stories. I mean, no, I don't know how we're going to do it. We're just going to let him go and let's see what comes of this, because I think it's an epic story that probably needs a couple parts. We probably need a part one, part two. So yeah, let's hear the story. We're going to put some pictures, some videos that he's kept. I think he wants to do also like a YouTube vlog, almost put like a documentary together, get someone really good with editing, maybe MVV, but really put together quite a cool little documentary of his trip from Bath all the way down to the Eastern Cape. Reckless, I think he called it Reckless Adventures.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's on Instagram. But listen, we want to get you guys watching, liking, subscribing, sharing this. Let's see where it goes. And this is such a pleasure to sit and talk to my friends and share this. We love doing this, hey Mike. We love doing this and getting cool people on, people that we align with in terms of adventure, in terms of adaptability, in terms of cool adventure stories. So I hope you guys enjoy, and let's get into it.
Let's go.
Let's
Well,
go.
listen, we're going to keep this nice and short. This introduction, you don't need much of an introduction, boy.
Possibly not.
Chris Cloete, Christopher Cleats, recently retired professional rugby player and adventurer, we should call you. Christopher Columbus.
Christopher Columbus coming around Cape Horn in his Hilux.
No, but it's good to see you again, boy. It's good to see you arrive back in Africa in one piece, or in South Africa in one piece. And yeah, fascinating trip. We were just touching on it now in the intro. Obviously, such a massive feat, and we're really excited to obviously chat about that, the experiences and the lessons that you've learned, but also towards the end, just touch on, you know, you've obviously recently hung up the boots, an incredible career. And we'll just touch on maybe what's next for Christopher Cleats Columbus. But yeah, thanks.
We go on another cricket tour.
Yeah, that's the way we like it. You've changed your boots for overalls now.
Yeah, wood.
African mechanic there. I saw some of the photos. Let's go through that, man. Unbelievable. Chris, unbelievable. I'll say this. I'm obviously biased, but when I heard you were doing this, like this trip, so one word proud, but also jealous. I was like, as an African man, to have the opportunity to do this, game changer, life changer. So for us, this is the exclusive. This one, the first one. We're going to hear all about it. I can't wait. For me, what was the reasoning? Let's go back to the beginning. Why did this come about? How did this come
Yeah, just to jump in there, Jeff, let's just, like, not many people know, just to give them a bit of background. Chris drove from Bath in England.
Drive it, you can drink it.
He drove from Bath in the UK all the way down to the Eastern Cape in South Africa.
Yeah.
And it took him a long time. And Chris will back me up on this. I actually messaged him. I mentioned to you the last time we spoke. I messaged him to find out just how long this would take, because I thought, nah, maybe I'll just jump in on this. Maybe I'll get in, thinking it would be 2 weeks. Took
The man
almost
was going to miss 2 pre-seasons, and you know him, he's got bad genetics, so he can't do that.
But yeah, Chris, just going back to Jeff's question, like, talk us through the whole thing. How did it come about, and what was it like?
So obviously, when I was in Ireland, I bought 2 dogs that side. So we moved over with the 2 dogs to England, and then my wife flew her Dachshund up to UK as well. So when we got the quote for to fly the dogs home, it was £500,000, £25,000. I said, not a fuck am I paying £25,000 to leave fucking vapor trails in the air, and I get there and I got fuck all. I just have my dogs. So we first thought, no, I'm gonna buy a fucking yacht. I haven't sailed anywhere, but I went there. I was fucking bidding on yachts that were damaged by fucking storms to try to fix it up, and we're going to sail it around the west coast of Africa. But then I did a bit of research, and the weather was the opposite way. So you could go east coast, but no, I'm not going past Somalia. Might be like, look at me, I am the captain. You know that one, Captain Phillips. I didn't want to do that, and obviously I've never sailed a boat before, so that was pushing it. But I would have given it a go. You know what I mean? You maybe have like a little rubber dinghy on the back. You can, if you're in a big storm, drive to the coast or something. But yeah, then little rubber dinghy.
I love this.
Yeah, so then we were like, oh, we're gonna drive and whatever. I was like, oh fuck, well we can drive. So I went on Facebook Marketplace and I saw a couple of vehicles, and this one came up that obviously was already kitted out for overlanding or whatever. So I said to the guy, listen, you're about 4 hours away on the fucking opposite side of the UK. When you come over, look at it, fellow South African as well. It's a South African that owned it. That's why it's painted khaki and looks like it's from Africa.
Yeah.
From Bloemfontein, actually, with a winch and an arb and a rooftop tent. No, but they only use those things there in the green fields in the UK. So I went to go look at it. It looked in pristine condition. Looked at the chassis. It looked good. Thought, fuck, this is lekker. So got there, he offered, he said that he wanted this amount. I said, nah, bro, it's not happening. I said, yeah, but it's got a couple of scratches here, shit paint job. I think he's got some discount. Yeah, and then bought the car, drove it back. And yeah, we started doing our research and everything, and that's where it started. To get the dogs home, basically, I'm not going to pay £25,000 to fly your dogs. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, no one has £25,000 just lying around to throw away. Well, definitely not me.
Hey, but that's just jumping in there. I have to. So you just got a truck, went and had a look at it. What's the planning behind it? What are you thinking to yourself? How many weeks would it take? What's your route? Did you do tons of research? Was it like how does someone start doing this? Did you get professionals involved? What about safety, security? I'm going to ask all the questions my mind's asking me right now.
Yeah.
I'd love to do that, but
yeah,
let's go through that.
So it was, we got the car and then my brain started ticking, how are we going to get the dogs from Spain to Morocco? There's definitely paperwork to be done there. You have to get an animal health certificate to get from Morocco to Spain, from Spain to Morocco, sorry.
Yeah.
So you have to go to Tarifa in Spain. I've never done this before. Get your animal health certificate. But when we're in Africa, Africa is Africa.
Yeah.
when they see the green mamba, then we can start chatting. Okay, but anyway, yeah. So yeah, loads of research. There's a couple of loads of Facebook groups, overlanding west coast of Africa, and all sorts. And then I got into actually a Telegram group, west coast of Africa, traveling. And if you want questions, you ask questions and what they've experienced, and they've done it, and everything like that. But obviously, traveling with pets, that's probably your biggest thing, because you're traveling over 19 borders to get home, and obviously there's checks and there's veterinary and all that stuff. So obviously we got all the dogs' vaccinations, all their passports done, so everything was up to date. Blood test, titer test for rabies and everything. So it's like a load of paperwork that you have to get done to get your dogs through all the borders. I knew we'll get there, but the dogs were obviously the biggest problem. Yeah. And then there's an app called Our Overlander that you can go on it, and will show you camping anywhere in the world. You go on it, and it shows you. You zoom onto the region, and you can click on it, and there's got embassies and what they offer, what it takes to get visas there, and whatever. So I got all that done before I went. So I knew kind of how it was going to go, but it never goes to plan.
How many visas did you and your missus need?
Fuck. Well, firstly, my missus couldn't get a Moroccan visa because she didn't have a UK visa that was still valid for more than 90 days. So I was the only one that had the visa for 90 days. So she flew from Spain to Canary Islands to Mauritania. And that's the move. Hey, sorry, we got the pointers here with the pit bull, and they've been fighting a bit. Sorry. Sure. Yeah, so she couldn't she couldn't drive through Morocco, so she had to fly to Mauritania, and then I'd drive all the way through Morocco and then fetch you in Mauritania. But we had to do Morocco, Mauritania, Senegal, then we went Guinea, Ivory Coast, Ghana. Ghana, we didn't need a visa. It's just a little stamp in the book. Yeah. Nigeria, Cameroon, Angola, Congo, DRC. Which other ones do we need? I think that's all. A good couple.
How many kilometers?
Sorry, wait. Let me just okay, Mark, ask you a question about the kilometers, because I want to go back to the truck before we push forward. I want to talk about this truck, what it was rigged out like, because my head's also thinking. I forgot to ask that question. When you get in this truck, like what you're driving, what you're using, or what's inside the truck. You know what I mean? We'll put Mike. We can put a photo of what this thing looks like, because I've seen it obviously in photos and videos. Tag that in, like make a little. Like an edit there, my bro.
We'll get onto the truck now. Just so for the people listening, obviously this travel. How many kilometers did you cover?
About 19,000 kilometers in all. So it's a fairly far away. 19,000 k's in 2 months and a week is good. is good going. But yeah, it's a far way. It's going through a whole continent. But but back to Jeff's question, the truck, Toyota Hilux 3-liter D4D 2011. I didn't want to go anything newer than that, because then it obviously has a lot more electronics and more shit to go wrong. Then you've got automatic 4x4 on it, and if that button fucks out, you can't put it in manually. So I went for an older model. It had a replacement bumper ARB on the front with a winch. It had a heavy-duty clutch, breather pipes for the diffs. So if you go through water, no water gets in your diffs.
Yeah.
In the back, we had a 55-liter fresh water tank that it was on the back with a pump, so you can fill up water bottles and whatever. A 40-liter freezer, so you can take food with you, obviously. A 3-burner gas stove, so obviously all your cooking and everything, and then obviously whatever we had left in UK came with us. So it was heavily packed. And obviously the rooftop tent on the top is where my home was for 2 months. But yeah, it was kitted out properly, good tackies on it, lacquer tacky, mud terrains, general grabbers. I'm still waiting for a sponsor for them. I didn't get one puncher, only the chassis broke. So they must be great tires.
Yeah. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. 19,000. I also want to go through that. Like, how was those routes? Was it proper 4x4ing? Was it like fucking gnarly? What was that? What was the roads like going all the way down? I mean, you must have had some wicked experiences crossing rivers and all this.
Yeah, so we hit Morocco and I was like, fuck me, this is Africa, but it's the most developed African country I've been in throughout the whole of West Africa. Beautiful, everything's pristine, roads. You put cruise control 120 k's an hour, and you just go through all the deserts and all of that. And west coast of Africa is so safe, way safer than South Africa.
Yeah,
you can stop anywhere you want, pull up and camp on top of the roof, and I didn't have any problems whatsoever through the whole time. In 20,000 k's, I never felt unsafe. I never felt vulnerable or anything like that. It's mad.
Did you have protection? Did you have protection?
Again?
Did you carry protection?
Yes, Anupkiri.
We need a translation, Mike. You need to put a little edit there for us too, for the foreigners.
A knobkerrie is a stick with a knob on the end.
Bro, when I used to go back to South Africa after being in England for a year, I used to sleep with a knobkerrie next to my bed, bro. Because I was
not going to do much against the AK-47, but thankfully I didn't have to fucking unchuck it with my knobkerrie.
But that's actually surprising, because that was one of the things Jeff and I actually had spoken about over the phone. Like South Africa is, known to be quite dangerous.
Well, look at it this way. If you go on the UK website, say, can I travel to put in Nigeria, Cameroon? Mate, they reckon you're going to get eaten. And I'm thinking to myself, surely, they said the same about the COVID. COVID's going to eat you as well, and you must get the vaccine. I thought, no, these guys are talking absolute shit. I'm not going to listen to them. I wish it was like Wikipedia, so I could edit their website. You know what I mean? And tell them it was a load of shit. Or Boris Johnson was partying in fucking UK in COVID, but he didn't get COVID and he was lacking. You know what I mean? They need to fucking get a new iOS update on that motherfucker.
Yeah, I don't know if we too equipped to have a political discussion now. Hey,
everyone's got their views and opinions, but going back to the trip, and going back down to that truck,
the roots,
interested in gnarly things. So all in all, you reckon it's the truck you were doing it again? You wouldn't try something else? You wouldn't think about doing it in another sort of vehicle? Or you think it was just perfect? I mean, you had one incident, you said. What was that? The chassis cracked.
Well, yeah. Well, first, we got into Guinea and took the wrong road. I think it was about 180 kilometers, and it took me about 12 hours. Dirt road, massive fucking hole pothole. They're not potholes, low dams in the road.
Really? You got photos of that, Spice? You got photos of that?
Yeah. I've got everything. Yeah, I'll send the stuff. So that was the first like taste of Africa. This is, but before we got there, we were driving to the border post. It was dirt road, going through the fucking bush. What the fuck? Are we on the wrong road? And then on the way to the Guinea border, we get into this town. There was conflict between two religious, the Muslims and the Christians. Get there, everything's pulled out. There's shops. There's no one. It's like a deserted town. It's like you see like genocide, like that sort of. And I got a bit worried. I was like, fuck, I didn't see anyone walking the streets. Everything's open and broke open. And yeah, but anyway, nothing happened there. We drove just past.
You got your knobkerrie, so you're okay.
in the town, there was the army was there, probably 150 army chaps. Obviously, they sorted out the day before because it happened the day before, and thankfully we didn't travel that day. Yeah. But yeah, so Guinea was the first taste of Africa. The roads were absolutely fucking terrible. Yeah. When a pothole nearly takes your wheel off. Yeah, I drove the other day from Bedford to Grahamstown. I said to myself, just this road's not too bad. And someone said to me, yes, have you driven that road before? It's terrible. You'll lose your tires. I said, no, mate, you haven't seen any fucking roads anywhere before. These are pristine, these roads. But yeah, so Guinea was the first taste of Africa, like a bit rough, like roads are shit, takes long. But yeah, then the Nigeria Cameroon crossing, that was Ngoroje to Banyo. I will never, ever, ever do that route again. It's the safest route, border crossing.
Yeah.
But I would rather take my chances with the rebels shooting at me than drive that road.
Why?
It was 120 kilometers, well, I think around 120 kilometers, but it took us about 16 hours.
Yeah.
So you get in this little town in Ngoroje, and you have to go down a little like dirt road, and then it's just clay. And it's rainy season there now, so you can't drive when it rains. But I was like, fuck, we're driving anyway. Give it a go. So the first kilometer, I stopped my car, put it in low range 4x4. I said, this is what it's going to be for the next 120 odd kilometers. And it got worse and worse and worse. At some stages, my car was maybe at like 50 degrees, like even more. Sideways. My wife's face was by the window next to the ground here. The engine oil was going into the fucking air filter. That's how of an angle it was, because all the oil was flowing to the front of the vehicle.
And
But
the
yeah,
dog,
that was
where were
the
the
dogs were sleeping in the back and farting and making me nearly cuts. Yeah, that was the worst road that I've ever traveled. If people that like Land Rover go, oh, we're doing a 4x4 week in the Western Cape, you should join us. It's tough. Fuck off with your 4x4 shit. You've seen fuck all. Rocks bigger than my head. You just have to drive over it. Like you can't drive there. You can't drive more than 15 k's an hour. That's how bad the road is. And then we got to what's the place called? Fuck, I can't remember. But the border post in Nigeria to Cameroon. So I get there and I say to the chap, "Oh, this is." When I say it's a border, it's not a border post. It's a little fucking house in the sticks. I've got a great photo of that as well. I put a big sticker across his door of the Instagram thing. But yeah, if you drive there, you would be like, "There's no fucking border post. It's a little fucking house with some chaps in it." But yeah, everyone's so friendly and fucking great. Got through there. I said to him, "Listen, I need to go to Banyo today." He goes, "No, you won't make it." I was like, "Surely I'll make it." Kept driving. The car was going sideways down the clay. You can't drive. You press brakes, you're just sliding everywhere. So we stopped just before that to get to the Cameroon border. We stopped and slept in the car. It was pissing down with rain, fucking atrocious conditions. So we slept in the car, and then we got to the Cameroon border with our e-visa. So you know that like e-visa you print out or whatever.
Yeah.
Give it the e-visa. He goes, no entry stamp into Cameroon. So I've got my passport, but he's not stamping my passport. He says, no, you can't get a stamp with an e-visa, but I'll let you in. I was like, okay, well, that's fine. Go through that border, literally 30 meters. When you open the gate, I stopped. The road was too bad, too wet. The clay was fucking on the tires. It like engulfs the tires. There's no like tread on the tires. It's just a big mud tire. So we stopped there and we're like, listen, we can't drive anymore. And the road that we had to take, there was 4 massive, like probably 10-ton trucks waiting to come down, but it's too slippery. So they parked there. So I walked to one of the drivers of the vehicles. I said, is there any other way for like a small 4x4 to go? And I'm looking on Google Maps and whatever, and I can see this other road that's going around that route, to like cutting off that shit part of the road. So he goes, no, there's another road. We're going to walk at this. So I walked down with him, and it's a river crossing. So I look at this thing. I was like, this Hilux can't get through here. It's literally like a river, but you come down so steep that the back of the car it's just going to stop. So I thought, well, if you get in there and you give it enough momentum, you're going to get through. Little did I know, the fucking chassis snapped. Get in there with the fucking, get slowly with my vehicle, get out the other side with the towage.
Fuck.
I get out on the other side, a massive climb on rocks to the top, and I get out, and the cab is sitting right against the load body is sitting right against the cab. So I've bent the chassis upwards now. So that was a massive fuck up. So I drove maybe 10 Ks like that, and I saw the whole load body was wanting to fall off, snap off. So I took my ratchet straps off the top of the vehicle, and I ratchet strapped the load body to the cab. The real fucking bush mechanic. So
That is incredible. I remember seeing a photo of that. We've got to get that also. That is some, I'm telling you now, a Boeremaka plan. You know, South African makes a plan.
yeah.
You know what I mean? I love that. It is.
Yeah. So I ratchet strapped it to the cab in just before Banyo, and we drove from Banyo to, is it Yaoundé, the capital of Cameroon, Yaoundé, capital of Cameroon. And that was probably about 200 k's from Banyo. So we drove, and great roads on the back on the tar thing. I fucking just wanted to see tar road again. Like when I got my bike, I was like, oh fuck, we're just gonna drive dirt roads with this fucker.
Yeah.
I was so happy to see fucking tar road. I never wanted to see 4x4ing or anything again. So eventually got to Yaoundé, and I got in contact actually with London to Cape Town because they snapped their chassis in the same place as us. So I said to them, well, listen, where did you take your car to get welded or whatever? Like, oh no, well, phone this hotel manager. He will organize a mechanic to come pick up the car and drop it off when it's done. So no, I can't fucking send my car somewhere I don't know what the fuckers are doing to it. So I ignored his thing. I looked on that iOverlander app, and I saw it says the best workshop in Yaoundé or whatever. So I took it there, and the guy looks at this thing and goes, not a chance. This thing's fucked. So I took the ratchet straps off, and if you push on the back, the whole back of the car is bouncing. So we took it there, and we booked a Airbnb in Yaoundé, and said it's pet friendly, everything paid. Contact the guy. He goes, no, you're not allowed pets. So fuck. Now what we're gonna do? We at a mechanic's shop. It's like a scrapyard type thing with a shop there and whatever. Yeah. So it's I saw an old it's like an old spray, like a little garage. I said, can I sleep there? He goes, yeah, that's fine. I said, okay, well, that's where we're sleeping for the next fucking 8 days. Under fucking in a garage. You're washing with a fucking hose pipe, wood. Yeah, so yeah, we
amazing. But in that period, Chris, just going back to that part there, did you know anything about cars before this? Did you have any like education on? I didn't know that you knew about mechanicking and all that sort of stuff. What's that? What you just learning on the job there, my buds, or what?
No, well, I knew the basics. I serviced my own vehicle through Africa and put new side shafts and drive shafts in everything. Or my dad learned it on the farm with my dad and my grandfather and stuff. So I knew how to do that stuff, but not fucking disassembling and assembling a whole vehicle.
Yeah.
And literally, you taking this car and putting on a new chassis.
Yeah.
So
did you do some of the work on that then? Were you watching, learning, helping, or what was your?
Wake up at 7 in the morning, sleep at 11.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Full on.
Because I don't want to take anything away from the mechanics there, or the people that helped me. No one's obviously qualified, but they don't care. Everything gets broken. They just pick up the engine, fucking pieces break off, and they don't care. So it's like I was overseeing everything and doing most of 80% of the work. I'd say with disassembling it, getting the load body off, taking all the engine, all the bolts out the engine mounts, and getting the engine out and all of that. But I grew a lot. One of my dad's friends is a mechanic in South Africa, so we're at home. So I was in contact with him, and if I didn't know anything, I'd just take pictures if I took stuff loose, so I could know how to put it back the same way. But massive learning experience. I am a qualified 4x4 driver. I've got a certificate. I'm going to print it tomorrow, and a qualified bush mechanic.
I saw you walking around with your overalls and your pluckies on, your flip-flops, and I was like,
I went through 2 pairs of
Instagram. I think it was Instagram.
Then you know.
What was that, Chris? What did you say? You went through what?
I said I went through 2 pairs of Havianas in 8 days. And you're not working in clean conditions. There, you lying on the fucking dirt, working on a car, and everything is obviously grease doesn't work with dirt and stuff. So we took
Yeah.
it like when it took the drive shafts and the side shafts out, fucking things fell in the dust and the sand. And then you have to clean it with diesel and have to repack the CV joints and all that stuff with grease. And oh no, it was an absolute fucking fuck show.
Yeah. But how was that experience staying in that town for? Was it just work, or did you guys go and enjoy with your wife, take the dogs, have a look around the city, or was it purely just get this done, let's as soon as we can and keep moving? I suppose that's what you
get it done
eh?
and get back on the fucking road. I went through probably about 4 cases of beer in that week. So it was work, beer, sleep, work, beer, sleep.
Proper mechanic bookie.
Yeah, but you know when you go there to get some bezers there at the local fucking sponsor shop, and you want to pay, but you're actually embarrassed because your hands are so fucking greasy or dirty because you can't even clean them because every day is the same thing.
Yeah.
Grease, and you just sunlight liquid, not fucking anti-grease soap or anything. So yeah, it was like you showering with a hose pipe.
Yeah.
Like
You're living
I maybe
life
had
well,
maybe
though, but
five hot showers in the whole of Africa. Yeah, but a great experience, and the guys that helped me were great people as well. So it was enjoyable. It is what it is. You can't change like the situation. So either you get there and you go, "Oh fuck it, I'm done. I'm gonna fly." But you go, "Oh fuck, I've got 3 dogs. You can't just fuck off."
yeah. Was there a period where you were thinking? Sorry for jumping in. Was there a period of fuck? I got to. This is too much for me. Yeah.
No, because someone asked me, "Oh, what if you like you get stuck and you can't do?" I said, we don't have a choice.
Okay.
The car will get to South Africa."
Yeah.
That was just we were going to get it there, and we got it there. So
And
no, there was no.
Sorry, Chris. From the point you had your chassis fixed, was it smooth sailing from there?
Not chassis fixed. We put a whole new chassis in.
Yeah.
We didn't cut the little piece.
The picture of the car was completely gone.
Yeah.
It was just the chassis. So from there, or from that point, was it smooth sailing through to the Eastern Cape?
Yeah, then we were flying it. Then I knew nothing was going to break. But like the thing is, like I did a bit of modifications to the car, put a bit of welding and stuff. After I saw London to Cape Town fucking see their asses in the same place we did, and I thought, fuck, this thing's still going to break. I just had it in the back of my mind. I was just waiting for something to fuck out.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just, it is what it is. So yeah, it was after we changed the chassis, everything was 100%.
How did you feel though once you're done with your chassis? When you got the car back on the road, that must have been a hell of a good feeling, getting the car moving again, almost, here we go, we're off again. And you must have been quite proud about what you've accomplished, no?
Yeah, 100%. It's a fucking great accomplishment for anyone that hasn't actually fucking done that type of work to get it done yourself and actually get you driving the same vehicle. Like you look at it, when I looked at it, I was like, how the fuck is this thing going to drive again? The engine's lying on the floor, the wheels are off, the suspension's off, we took the load body off by that thing weighs about 700 kgs. I was like, how the fuck? We just put it on the ground, it crushed all the mud guards, broke all the soles on the side of the load body and on the cab and stuff. But that's just cosmetic. But I looked at it, I was like, it's impossible. How can this thing drive again?
Yeah.
Put it together and it fucking, I put the diesel filter and everything back on. You have to pump it to get diesel back into the engine. One flick of the key, the fucking Toyota started.
Guys, fair play. That is that is something. I always knew you were Swiss Army knife, but now, after hearing the stories, yes, like it. No, that's really really amazing.
From an experience point of view, did you meet like incredible people? You must have seen some crazy things, man. I imagine like lying under the stars in Africa. It's what people write books about,
Yeah, like it's a trip of a lifetime. If I didn't do it now, I would have never done it, because I wouldn't be in that position that you can just take 2 months off and, like, go from UK to South Africa. Like, I wouldn't think when I'm back in South Africa, oh, let's go fucking drive to UK. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So, like, obviously the dogs were one thing, but we were like, oh, this will be a trip of a lifetime. You're going to see 19 different countries, and you're going to experience so many different cultures and people and stuff like that. And the thing is that they will take the shirt off their back to give it to you, and they've got fuck all. So it's like, it's sad to see that some countries are in it's a shit show, but the locals are like, they'll take the t-shirt off their back and give it to you. Yeah, so it was fucking, met some great people, stayed at some amazing places on the coast in Ghana and Angola, Ivory Coast, Morocco, and all those places, and everyone's just so friendly and accommodating, and
Yeah.
and I think that also comes with us being South African, that we know how to interact with different people.
Watch the fire.
Because South Africa is such like a rainbow nation. You've got so many different cultures and everything. Yeah, so you actually know how to speak to people, and you respect them and whatever. Like, I don't want to like diss Europeaners or whatever, but they just, to me, they come across a bit arrogant in African countries, and that's why they get more shit, let me say. But yeah, it's like, we know how to interact with people and respect people and stuff like that. It's like I was saying to my wife, where in South Africa can you drive your car and just park on someone's land? Like, you can't just drive off the road and park on someone's farm. You know what I mean? So, like, if you're going and you're staying on someone's land, someone owns it. So you have to respect people, ask permission and stuff like that. So that's what I just found quite crazy, is that you can stop anywhere in Africa and just you're safe. Like, I didn't have one instant then I thought, oh, there's going to be trouble here.
Yeah. It's incredible.
I wouldn't have thought it was the case. I did think you were going to be up for a interesting showdown in Africa, but it's great to hear. And it's so true. The African people, despite all the shit that they go through, they are at their core incredible human beings. So it's great that you had such a positive experience. Do you think that experience and, seeing the things you did and going through the things you did, do you think you like, did you grow up a lot? Did it open your eyes in any way? How did it personally impact you and your wife? Obviously experiencing all of
Yeah,
those.
well, I think it would open up anyone's eyes driving through Africa and experiencing loads of different cultures and individuals and stuff like that. Yeah, I definitely did grow up. Like, we feel like we need stuff and want stuff, but it's a want and it's not a need. You know what I mean? They have nothing. They just want to make some money to eat. That's their main thing, is to survive. And the luxuries in life aren't actually like necessary. It's nice to have luxuries, 100%. Like, don't get me wrong, but you realize that it's the small things that actually make it, not just the stuff you want. It's the stuff you actually need. Yeah, it's crazy. They like we had little kids playing with the dogs for hours and hours on the beach in Ghana and in Ivory Coast, and they like this little boy we met. I'll send you a picture. He's got a great picture of him with the dogs. Most intelligent little boy. I think he's about 5 years or 6 years old, and like, he loved loved the dogs, and he, like, his mindset was so different to like other little kids. Like, he cared about them and he wanted the dogs. Like, he would like eat something and then give the dog some of his food, and like he was so caring, and like, oh, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Did you have a rugby ball with you?
No, I didn't fucking pack a rugby ball. But I did. Yeah, I gave out a lot of kits that I got from Bath
All that,
players and
sure.
stuff throughout Africa, and met some great people. And there's actually a Bath flag I signed to put up in a restaurant in Angola. That guy actually played for Toulon.
Oh, really?
Craziest thing, he owns this pub on the beach, beautiful place. And he played for Toulon. I can't remember his name.
We'll get his name. We'll
But
get
he-
his name afterwards. Yeah.
Yeah. But he played for Toulon, and you walk in there and he's got his Toulon jersey in his pub, and there's pictures and everything. And like we we couldn't find a place in Angola to stay in the town because we had to do a visa there. So he's like, oh no, you can just park your vehicle on the side of his pub, sleep there. They've got a guard the whole night and everything. And then I wanted to pay, obviously, Africa's cash. But once I got to Angola, I was like, oh, surely you'll be able to pay with a card. It's close to South Africa. It's nothing. So he goes, no, you just pay in the morning. Have what you want and pay in the morning. So it's more like just trust.
What currency are you guys using there? Dollars or?
No, in Angola we used kwanzas.
Kwanzas. Okay, so you got to exchange all the time. You've got to obviously go and use that. Hey, you use your cards and stuff. Is it ATMs? What's that?
Yeah, there are ATMs. There are ATMs, but obviously some ATMs work, some don't. But normally I'll draw like a substantial amount before a country and then just keep changing it over and over and over.
Okay.
At the border, so there's like black market exchange. You tell the guy, okay, well, the exchange rate is 20 to 1 or whatever. He goes, no, it's 18 to 1 because they have to make money. So that's how we did it. But yeah, you can withdraw at some ATMs, but then also like Western Union, you can now open up account and you can withdraw at a Western Union. You do the transaction, give them the transaction thing, and then they give you the cash. But yeah, that's how we did it with that. But the one thing on this money thing, we got from Angola to Namibia. I had a bit of money left, so I wanted to exchange money. So I gave the guy the money, he counted it. It was worth about maybe £50 or whatever, 1,000 rand. And he counts it and he goes, okay, that's fine. I'll give you 800 or whatever. So I said, no, that's fine. That's fine. So he counts, gives it to me. So I count, there's 600. So now he's trying to catch me, quick hands, Yeah. So now I'm looking. So I said, no, my mate. We are set price, so I want that money. Counts it again, gives it me, and like with his hands, his pockets, then gives me 500. So I open my door, I get my kiri. I said, my mate, you don't give me the exact exchange rate. You're trying to fucking steal my money here with your quick hands. I'm going to fuck you up with my noob kiri. Yeah, the guy starts shaking. I said, I want the exact exchange rate now. I'm going to fuck you up. Gave the fucking exact amount. That's the only part that's like where someone tried to cheat me out. I didn't pay one bribe throughout the whole of Africa. Nigeria was about 120 police stops or army checkpoints.
Yeah,
they had no problem at all. But yeah, the only bribe I paid was in Namibia. Probably you can't put that on, but
what happened?
Yeah, I rolled through a stop street in the town and I kept driving. And I didn't see the chap behind me, so he obviously followed me for about 20 k's. And eventually I saw the lights behind me. So I stopped. He goes, "Oh no, you drove through the stop street or whatever." I said, "Oh fuck!" I said, "I'm so sorry. I won't do it again. Can you just let me off?" He goes, "Oh no, you have to drive back to town and pay 1,500 rand fine, or 1,500 Namibian dollars, 1-to-1." So I said to him, "Mate, I can't drive back. I need to get to Windhoek. Can you just let me off? Like, I'm sorry." He goes, "No." And then he says to me, "Oh, how much do you have?" No, then I knew hook, line, and sinker, motherfucker. So he goes, I said, "I've got no money. I've got 2 Angolan beers in my freezer." He goes, "It's very hot today. I'm thirsty." So I walked to my fridge, got the fucking 2 beers out and gave it to him. And off we went.
I'm not taking that out. That's classic Africa.
No, you can't fucking put that in there. You get me locked up for fraud. But
That's going in. People know what Africa is like. They must know.
And you got to know Africa. You got to know Africa.
Good, the
Uh,
bad, the ugly.
yeah, but yeah,
No, but
but
that's incredible. That's incredible to hear. I love these stories. Did you stop at any place like for extended times for a little holiday or a little break?
for like
Like
we
again,
would
it's
stop.
go.
No, yeah, we drove hard. Or to get
Yeah,
2 months into a week is
it's
you're
quick.
driving hard. Some days 800k, some days 1,000, some days 300. Depends on the road. But we stayed at Ghana, like on a beach. These untouched beaches.
Yeah.
And they call it like it's like the Hawaii of South Africa. They are beautiful. You sleeping under coconut trees, and like you'll pay a guy to stay there or whatever, and then he'll open you a coconut in the morning. It's beautiful, absolutely pristine. Like you don't you don't understand. You
So that would
drive
be
on.
your top three places. Let's name them now. What's your top three spots on the West Coast for that sort of vibe, like pristine, like amazing, breathtaking? Where would you say?
Ivory Coast,
Okay.
Ghana, and Angola.
Okay.
Yeah, I would definitely drive back up to Angola.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking beautiful. It's like untouched,
Yeah. Next, you got to do the motorbike one. You know, you got to do the motorbikes up there,
like
off-road.
Itchy Boots.
Yeah.
Do you know Itchy Boots?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough cookie. That
Yeah.
No, but honestly, I think we could talk for hours about this, so we have to. What do you reckon, Jeff? Get him on next time again with your butts. Go through a
Yeah,
bit.
we can do that. I was also very interested to hear now because a lot of people didn't understand. Like we haven't spoken much about. I think it was a great idea for you to do something like this once you're leaving rugby. A lot of frustration, or how do you say it? You're ending at Bath. How would you? It was lovely, but also, I suppose, I don't know. How do you feel about leaving Bath? How do you think about it now after having 3 months in the bush, having 3 months driving in your own head, your own space? How do you feel about that transition?
um, like obviously rugby is like it's a challenge, and like you don't want to just leave a job and not have a challenge. Like you can't just go from one thing to nothing.
Yeah.
So I think that was like a great like transition, or starting the transition from going from a challenging career to something winding down, but as probably more challenging than actually playing sport.
Yeah.
You're obviously in rugby and the clubs we are at, everything's given to you and it's easy. So yeah, it's just going from that to what I went through now was probably one of the best things that I could have done. It's just it earths you a bit. You understand like where you come from and what life's actually about, not just about people think they play rugby and you the fucking king ding-a-ling, high life and stuff. You know what I mean? So it's just you see different cultures, different people, how they battling and devastation in countries and stuff like that. And yeah, it brings you down to earth.
Just jumping in one more before we'll have a part two and we'll have Matt on too for the Eastern Cape Cowboys. But just because it's our first time talking since you've got back from this trip.
Yeah.
So guys, I also wanted to say what does it look like now for you in South Africa? Let's talk about that. You've got back now. You've been grounded now for 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I don't know, maybe even a month.
Yeah, 2 weeks. Yeah.
2 weeks. You've got some projects on the go. There's a couple projects I want to know about too. Your landy, your vintage landy, your house, and also your career. What's it looking like? I mean, again, Bath, park the boots, fucking unbelievable opportunity to travel all the way down to Africa. I think it's incredible. But what now?
Yeah, well obviously we building a house in Port Alfred. Well my father-in-law, he was actually the manager for it, because we thought we were going to one thing was we were going to build our own house, but we didn't get to do that. So he helped us out massively, being the project manager and getting that going and stuff. So we're back now. Hopefully, maybe we'll move in about 3 weeks' time. So that's the house. The landy, unfortunately, she's got a bad cough.
Really?
We had to change the head gasket. she blew her head gasket. But yeah, when that's fixed, that she'll be up and running. But yeah, that's also a project on the go. We want to get her back. She's 1981 Series 3, so
Yeah.
she's old. She's got a bit of cancer or something, but we'll get her on a bit of fucking medication, and she'll be back up running. Yeah, and in terms with my career, I'm gonna maybe try get back into, or not try get back into, get into schoolboy coaching, and just give back on what my experience and what I've learned, to share it with kids and let them understand how it actually is and what it takes to actually transition from being in a school system, actually going overseas, and the hard times and everything like that. It's never easy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I've got a lot of valuable information and knowledge for those kids. So I would love to get into coaching at a school. Yeah. So that's the plan. Hopefully in Grahamstown somewhere. There's a couple of schools there. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
get Alan Miles on the phone, boy. Selborne College, or is it too far for you to drive?
It's not that bad. He's
no,
Would
well,
you
you
go through
probably
Africa? A drive to East London's like driving to the corner shop.
but listen, Grahamstown's a good place too, man. It's just down
you've got
30
Kingswood
minutes.
Kingswood, St Andrews.
Yeah.
So great, and Graham, great couple of schools there. But yeah, just also you need a income at the end of the day. It's not a hobby.
Yeah.
And bills need to be paid. So yeah, that's just probably one of the reasons that I would love to go to Selborne 100%. But yeah, I would obviously want to chat to them and see if they were interested. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, but I just listening to that as the journeyman and what we're trying to do, both of us, yeah, myself and Mike, are coaching and all that. I was actually talking to Matt in the car 2-3 days ago. Matt looked at me, we were talking about your trip and me coming on the pod, and Matt was just like, bro, he's going to be a fucking amazing coach. He's going to be an amazing coach. He's got so many tools in his toolbox. And now when you hear you speak like this, you've got so many tools in your toolbox with life too. These little things, like being able to navigate yourself down Africa and then navigate yourself through problems. And when you take on a feat like that, 19,000 Ks all the way through Africa, you're just asking for problems to fix. You're a fixer.
I don't want peace. I want problems always.
Yeah, my boyki. But it's true though. You know what I mean? It's the best way to
100%.
learn.
Yeah.
Like, challenge yourself. But I want to do something with you one day, like a fucking lacquer adventure. And I think that'll probably be the last question for tonight is, again, I can give you kudos, but it's legit, bro. For me, what you've done is, I would even say, bigger than anything you've done in your rugby career. And I know you're going to do a nice little documentary. I was saying this to Mike before. I think you should put all the clips together, story, and actually do it properly with someone, with the editing and the good stuff. But I think it's also a start of you becoming an adventurer. So getting people to get you moving around, and I'll definitely jump on that. If you're doing something adventurous like that again, and going and using your skills now to go and help people all around the world, coaching, helping kids, helping people learn how to solve problems. Because that, at the end of the day, that's life. I believe that adapting. It's the mark.
Well, if you don't adapt, you will be left behind, and you
die.
You won't move forward. Yeah, you'll just die off.
Yeah, exactly. You got to adapt. So, what about that? Have you thought about doing something along those lines, like getting involved and getting proper backing and doing a reckless company where you reckless adventures and you actually doing other stuff?
Yeah, there's obviously a lot of people doing it in South Africa and doing overlanding in South Africa and stuff like that. But to me, overlanding.
Your background, though, with your background, Chris, like with your background in sport too, like sport, teamwork, team building. Overlanding is a very individual. You can do it in a team, sure. I'm not going to try that, but using your skills in teamship and sharing that could be actually something very interesting. We'll talk about it off air and that in that capacity. But shit, man, I just think you were born to do it, eh?
But I've done the West Coast, now I need to do the East Coast.
Ooh, that's a different story, eh?
Yeah, you would have to probably ship your car to Dubai or something, and then you can't drive it up or through Somalia and stuff that side. It's not possible, but I'd love to do East Coast. I'll do Iraq and Afghanistan and fucking all those places. But I'll do it on a motorbike.
Sure, my boots. That's a different story. I don't know if your knob kitty's going to work there, but
No, no. There's is she Dutch or French girl? Charlene, I think her name is. She's done the whole East Coast by herself, solo woman traveler. Amazing, no problems whatsoever. It's crazy. Like, obviously, what you see on the news isn't fucking what you see.
yeah, for sure.
That's the thing. Like, that's what pisses me off. Like, they told me all the stuff about African countries. They're going to eat you. They're going to kill you. They're going to fucking steal
People
you.
doubt you. People doubt you, Chris.
Yes, there are places that stuff can happen, but
yeah,
you don't fucking be stupid.
Going back, the people doubt you when you said you want to go to do the West Coast. Did people say you? What was the response from people in your circles?
No, obviously they didn't think that I would make it, or I'm being stupid, or it's ridiculous. And but yeah, it was a great idea. One night when we were pissed.
Brilliant. That is, I still remember Mr. Lear said to you, "You would never be a rugby player too."
What a cunt!
What
an absolute fucking!
You can't make a career out of it, my boy. Oh,
here he said to me, "You'll never make it in rugby, Mr. Cloete." He's fucking taught my dad as all that fat prick. Well, I told him, "Well, fucking, I'm going to show you, you little cunt." You know, there's lots of beeps in that fucking sentence,
my boy.
isn't there?
There's a lot of built up, entered up, fucking revenge there, boy. It fuels your fire. There's no doubt about that.
You know, if someone says,
never tell Chris Cleete can't do something, Barker. He'll be right up at your doorstep with the proof.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just going overlanding. I've never overlanded in my life. I'll just do the whole west coast of Africa.
With your dogs and your wife. Yes, my boyki.
Guys were saying to me, yeah, they're playing this for a year and a half going through west coast of Africa. I said, well, it gave me 4 weeks.
What's the best piece? Let's go back to this. I like this. You know, if I ever do another YouTube channel, gadget. I love the gadget stuff. You know what? You know your carries. What would you say after doing that that tour was 3 gadgets that you need, that you love, that you fell in love with, or that are just essential?
My fucking, they better sponsor me after this. My Whole Foods 24-piece fucking tool set.
Yeah, really?
I disassembled and assembled the fucking car with that.
Yo, okay. That's good.
Yeah. So obviously your tools.
Yeah.
What else? My winch on my car. I got stuck once, and I had it was 35 meters long, my rope on my winch, and there's one tree 33 meters away. One single fucking tree. I was stuck to my chassis in clay, and I just could get around to hook it on again. I just winched that fucker out. So probably the winch.
And your last one?
Probably my wife to keep me on my toes.
Yes. Yes. You know, when you came to France, bro, Matt was like, Matt met obviously your wife for the first, I don't know, is it the first time he met? I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, first time, yeah.
Yeah. And he was like, Jeff, seeing Chris with his wife, it's like seeing Opa and our grand together, how she used to just keep you in line about the dogs, about everything. You just go out there, boy, can you do anything? And she just, hey, Chris. She keeps you on your toes. But I love that because Matt was like, bro, it is amazing to be around it. It's amazing. The calmness you are with your dogs and how you just, you know, everything's going to be okay. The dogs run wild. They run into the sea. Apparently they almost get taken out by the current and you just chilling like laughing at them. They come back. I love that. I missed you on the bus. I wish I would have been here. I was on tour, but it would have been lekker for me to have seen you before you went on your trip.
Yeah, no, it was fucking lekker with Maddie for a couple of days. It was great. I loved it.
Yeah. Well, any time you come over here, I'll probably be in South Africa before you come back to Europe. I'm hopefully going to be in South Africa in November. I'm going to come down, hopefully. So we'll definitely have to get in touch, and you can come pick me up in the old landy, my boy.
Yeah, the landy is if you're going to land in PE tomorrow, I must leave. Fuck, I should have left already. It's only got a top speed of about 40 kilometers an hour, boss. And that's downhill.
Yeah, perfect for around Port Alfred, eh? Beautiful place, Port Alfred. We'll put some pictures up though. I think what we can do is we can get you to send those through so people can have a good image of that. But I think, I know you're going to do a lacquer documentary about this. Get some people behind you that can share this story, because my goodness, this is one hell of a story. I think we've only scratched the surface. There's a lot more to talk about, eh?
The thing is, like, I had these big things about, I'm going to do so much social media and this. I didn't fucking have time.
Yeah.
And you're driving the whole time. My missus isn't that great with social media, so she didn't want to do it. But yeah, it's like I did post and then I didn't post, and then when the car broke, I was like, fuck, I'm not even fucking interested in social media.
Yeah.
And obviously, like London to Cape Town, they've probably got 500,000 people following them. But
how much traction did you guys get?
no, fucking maybe 1,300 people.
Okay.
So like now I see them fucking staying in fucking 5-star hotels and kudos to them. They fucking did a great marketing or social media with their trip. But fuck me, it was way easier than my fucking out trip. We fucking 3 dogs, a broken chassis, changed it in 8 days, and got to South Africa.
That's my boy.
But anyway.
How did you keep up that stamina to drive almost every day that far?
Snasboot.
There's your second sponsor.
No, I didn't. I ran out of snus in fucking probably Mauritania. I was fucking capping 20 guys a day.
Yeah.
But did you ever just have a day where you woke up and you was like, I can't do 800K today?
No, like I would get tired, but then you just get over it and you just keep driving. I drove 20,000 Ks. So I was like, fucking, it is what it is. You fucking got to drive.
Yeah. Were you happy?
Imagine driving 800 Ks with a papalas. It's not fun, I tell you. And those beers kept differently there in Africa. You think the Zamalek is strong? The Black Label.
But boy,
that's another one.
Like, we've taken up a lot of your time, so we'll definitely get you on again in a few weeks with Matty.
Yeah, I've got to work tomorrow, so you guys better not keep me too long.
Thanks so much, my boy, for sharing. We'll get you on again to dive a little bit deeper into Africa and into your coaching. We'll need to have those conversations. So thank you.
Thanks,
and I'm fucking skinny now, but I lost about 10 kgs driving for 2 months.
Really?
Yeah, fucking, you're not fucking exercising.
Yeah.
You're in a car, you drive, you're sitting like you fucking in a hospital bed, basically.
Yeah. When are you getting back in the gym?
Fuck, I don't know. When I feel like
it. Do that. That'll be a fucking kicker for your fucking your Instagram and media.
Yeah.
You've got to get on it, bro. I promise you, that can be a good source of marketing for yourself going forward too. Do that before and after shit. Do a little fucking get a couple of videos on there. I'm telling you now, you won't regret it, bro. People want to see this stuff. It's documented, and we'll get you on and talk rugby and your philosophy on coaching and stuff, and proper sit down and we'll park Africa. We'll hear more stories, but you need to sell that somewhere else. You need to sell a proper story with video and all that jazz. But for us, I think it'll be lucky to have you on and talk your rugby philosophy, what you want to do with the youngsters there, what you want to share. But thanks for coming on, my cuz. I've been all ears.
Like I said, I want to give a bit back to what's the Eastern Cape. You want to fucking see guys do fucking great from these regions anyway. So that will be like old Murray Rangers actually at Kingswood. So hopefully,
what a family that is, eh? I love the Rangers.
Yeah,
I was he's one of my best friends living out in Australia, and Murray was, he was Mr. Perfect at everything at Dale, legendary. And now he's a big program there. It's at Kingswood. Eh?
Kingswood. Yeah, their head coach is the head coach of SS Schools now, and they're doing fucking very well. So
yeah, who's that? Is there that 9, a Tando?
Tando. Yeah, he went to Hudson, eh?
Yeah, and he
Yes.
was at George
Yeah,
Randall.
he's there. Yeah.
Georgie.
So he's there at Kingswood as well. But yeah, they're doing great things there. Kingswood has never been like the strongest rugby school, but they've done very well this year.
Yeah, well, that's good to hear. I've got a couple of friends that went there. Dave Denton,
Yeah.
he went there. He's a good boy. But anyway, listen, my man, let's keep in touch then, and hopefully we can get you on in a couple of weeks again and have an Eastern Cape Cowboy edition. Maybe watch a game together, commentate over it. Rugby companions. It's
Well,
quite a little new idea.
we're gonna have one dealer Mjikevu on in September. So if you want to jump in on that
Oh,
one.
Please, old ZMA.
Yeah. So we'll get you on with our 1D.
yeah, that'll be
That
nice.
would be
Actually.
great. Yeah,
That'll be a good chat.
100%. Is he still out in France now?
Yeah, he's just retired. I think he's really interested in his sports psychology, and he's got a young family. So
Okay.
another one I really wanna chat to, you know. So
Yeah.
good to get our generation together and chat rugby, chat life, chat experiences. So my boy, it's always a pleasure having you on. We'll definitely get you on really soon. So yeah, enjoy it, my boy. Lots of love.
Lekker. Shot, appreciate this little meeting we had with the East Cape Cowboys, the trio. It was great.
Yeah. Thanks, my brothers, and we will keep in touch. All the
Yeah,
best with the
100%.
house and moving, and big love to the family. Okay, from me.
Yeah.